Hey guys, how's your guys' day going? I hope your guys' day is going absolutely fantastic. Mine is going pretty good. I just completed Cyberpunk, and so the first thing I'm doing, immediately coming over here to make sure you guys know if the game is worth purchasing or not. Alright? So first off, I'm gonna be trying to make it so there is minimum spoilers. I am gonna try to do no spoilers at all, and even in my footage I am making it so the gameplay footage is not gonna spoil any missions or anything like that. It's all side mission stuff where you just drive around and you do stuff to get money, so it's not gonna spoil anything, and I'm trying to make it so you guys can enjoy it to your fullest ability. I don't know, I couldn't think of a word. Your fullest ability. So, and I don't want to screw that for you. But anyways, so let's start off with the pros, and we'll get into the cons. I don't know if I said this, it's all captured on the Xbox One, so that's why there's going to be a bit graphical issues. First off, pros. What I really like is that this place actually feels like a city, and it's not just, it doesn't make you feel like the whole world revolves around you. And I really do like that, and it actually feels like you are part of it. Like, you are not just a god to these people, and they all are just like, oh, it's Bob, hi Bob, and it's just, they just love you to death, and it's all about you. And because, like, Homefront the Revolution, that was a big issue with it, is that everyone was just, they always were talking about you, they thought you were the coolest thing in the world, and it just all revolves around you, and it's not immersive, it's annoying. I want to feel like I am a part of your city, not the world itself. And so that's something that this game does very well. It makes it so that you feel like you are just a citizen. And also the characters, there are so many characters I love. So just to name off a few: Judy, Panam, Johnny, and Jackie. Those are 4 characters that I absolutely love, and just I was super attached to. And yeah, they're absolutely fantastic characters, and I was so happy whenever I would have stuff to do for them. I would very much be willing to do missions for Johnny. I love Johnny, he's the best. And also Johnny, he is played by Keanu freaking Reeves. Now that's sick, dude. That is dope. For someone that is gonna be around you a lot, just like how he is in this game, you would think he'd get super annoying, is that he actually isn't. He actually, I think he was really not annoying in the slightest. But for some people I can understand him being a bit irritating, but I personally really liked him, and he was very chill. And the guns in this game, they're okay. There are a bit low amount of guns. I kept getting the same, like, burst assault rifle or shotgun. It's just, I would keep getting the same ones, and they didn't look any different. They were the exact same, except just now the damage is at 152 instead of 120, and it's not very interesting. I wish there was more guns in the game. But I believe that is probably another thing that's just an issue with last gen. But I don't know that for a fact. But there is like katanas you can rock with, sledgehammer, just knives, and you got your, just assault rifles, shotguns, snipers, and some of them have effects that make it so if you shoot someone, it electrifies them, stuns them, has a chance to burn them. It's just, it's cool, and I like that. I think that is awesome. And the storyline, I quite like. A little depressing at some moments, but if you can push through and make it so you can get past those parts that you're just like, ugh, I don't like this. It's too sad. It's just too depressing. I don't wanna. It's just, nothing's going good. Is like, if you can push through those parts, then you will be rewarded. It's good. And the graphics are okay, but I can understand that they were dumbed down a lot. For the Xbox One, is that the city is pretty. It is very awesome looking. I love whenever I would go up onto like a balcony and I could look out and see all of the variety of lights. It is very pretty and I love that. It's very pretty and just... But the graphics are just, you could tell that they were dumbed down because of the Xbox One, but I could tell that if I played it on the Xbox Series X, that it will be a very, very, very pretty city. And I just think it sucks that I don't have access to it, Xbox Series X, so I never got the chance to. But I can tell it would be a very pretty city. And the game length is... from what I was told, it will be about 20 hours-ish, roughly, to beat just the main story. But make sure, if you are trying to do that, you do some side missions, because based upon the side missions that you do, and you have to make sure you do ones based upon certain characters, because they'll make it so you can get better endings. Because I don't think you'll get really many choices if you just go strictly through the campaign. So make sure you have a bit of variety and you don't only just do the main story, because you will be penalized and you'll not have as good of an experience. But don't be scared to, for the last mission, it will tell you, you need to make sure if you want to do the side jobs, the gigs, whatever, you want to do that before this, because it stops here. Alright? I like that it does that first off, but you need to make sure you are not trying to be like, oh man, I gotta go through and do everything first because the game is over 100 hours. I would hate for me personally to like start doing the campaign and then get there and then I'm like, okay, well I guess I gotta stop now because I gotta go do these side missions now for 100 hours now, and it's just like, that is hell no thank you. And then you're gonna forget what you were doing in the story, so try to avoid that. And the multiple endings, that I did a couple. I've done a total of 2 now, and they are varied enough where I am happy with it, as they are awesome. Yeah, so it's a bit stupid because like there's this autosave system that you can kind of BS it with. Is that you can play the game once and then experience all the endings except one. And that's because I'll get into that in the bad parts, but is you can just kind of experience all of the stories, the endings I mean, without having to really do anything else, just because you just load an old save that it was done right before you made this decision, and it's just kind of like, oh, alright. And so that kind of sucks, but I also do like it in some ways. But again, it makes it so whatever decision you make is not as crucial, because then it's just, oh, let me just load up my autosave. But, and also, I really like the endings. Endings are good. I liked both of them. And the game actually gets emotional. I never cried at it, but I definitely I got sad at the game. I wanted to cry a little bit, but I didn't. The game is quite emotional, honestly. It's not like one of those games or movies where it's just like, Deborah, she died. But she's only been in the movie for 20 minutes, and you're just like, I don't care. Okay, like, it's not one of those things where you're just kind of like, oh, like some things in the game, they're just like, oh, okay. I don't know who that was, but alrighty. But it's still, whenever there is some emotional parts that are actually really good. And there is also more DLC coming. They are not just finishing it off. I hope that they come back and fix a lot of the issues with the Xbox One version and just say fuck it. But so now we are getting into the cons. First up, this is gonna be obviously for stuff based upon the Xbox One. And PS4, but basically whenever you walk up to people, they have an issue whenever you drive from one spot to another one and then get off your bike or you teleport and you walk over to some people. They are going to be polygoned and they are terrifying. They are ugly and you can't really do stuff with them. You can't enter a building until you wait for the polygonness to go away, or you can't really talk with people very much. Like sometimes you can get away with it, but it's annoying sitting there for like sometimes up to like 45 seconds waiting for the polygons just to make it so the characters look normal. It's obnoxious. And something that drove me nuts in this game was my character's audio was delayed. So whenever my character's in a car and he's talking, and he's like, "Hey Judy, how's it going?" But it will say that at the bottom, but then no audio will come through, and then she'll be like, "Oh, it's all good," and then he'll just cut her off and be like, "How's it going?" And it's just the audio is delayed by like 3 seconds, and it is very annoying when you're trying to get engaged and they're telling you something serious. "Oh, this is going on," and you're just like, what? You literally have to be staring at the subtitles because you can't watch anything else, because if you don't read the subtitles, you're gonna be confused and you're gonna be lost, and that drove me nuts. I wanted to be able to actually focus on the story, and it made it very difficult. And also what I was saying before is that with one of the endings is locked based upon when you're at the beginning of the game, if you decide to be a boy or if you're a girl. So you can get one ending if you're a boy and vice versa. So you can only get I don't remember how many there are. I think there might be like 5 or 6 or something like that. So you might only be able to get 5, or and that's kind of annoying. I want to be able to experience or get the option to do every ending, but I can't just because I didn't choose to make my person a female. That's kind of dumb. And it made it very irritating because I was very engaged. I was really wanting the ending that was based upon a girl, but I didn't know that it was required that you're a girl for this one. And so I was trying to work on that one so much. But then when that option came to me, I just never got it because my character was dude. And I had no clue. I was like, did I screw up something? Did I do something wrong? And so I had to Google it, how to do it. And then I figured out, oh, great, I had to be a chick. And that was super annoying. And another thing is your character's clothing is terrible. It is hideous. Your character will have like these giant like swim goggles, it looks like, or this really ugly just like pants where they're just baggy as hell, or just like lime green shoes that just look hideous. It's just your character will look like a clown the whole game because the customization is terrible. Every once in a while you might get something good looking, but And also, I never really got too interested in the mods on characters, because I would never, where you can basically, if you buy a shotgun or whatever, you can decide to make it so there's a mod you add onto it to make it so it does, adds a fire effect or something like that. And, that's cool, but I just never was like, oh yeah, let's do that, because most of the time you are quickly going to be getting another gun. So I wasn't sitting there being like, okay, hell yeah, let's get that, because you can't remove it. Or if you can, I just didn't care enough. That one I might have just, that one I didn't really mess with the mods, I'm not gonna lie, but So that one, don't quote me on that one. But the storyline, yeah, it gets depressing at times, where it just is like nothing's going right. But yeah, you gotta just push through those times, and then you can be able to get it into the meat of the game, and it makes it more enjoyable. And also, you see a lot of the same NPC in the game. I had this part where I got told, okay, go in the back and go find this guy. Just, okay, sounds good. And so I'm looking around back there, and I'm like, wait, I've seen this person, and this person, and this person. I'm just seeing the same dude walking around there, but it's not the same one, it's just the same model. And it's just like, what? And it's just a little immersion breaking, seeing freaking triplets just walking around the same place together, and it's just kind of like, oh, alrighty. Driving is not good. I did not like the driving. It felt like I was moving on ice. I constantly would just slide over like the smallest of turns, and just, I did not like the controls of the driving. It just did not feel smooth at all. And also something I was encountering at the beginning of the game, or either I just got used to, was that I would have these issues when I was in a car, I was talking with someone and they're driving, and I'm like, oh wow, and I'm checking out the city, seeing how cool it looks. And then I would have this issue where I couldn't hear him. Like, the character who was talking, is like, he was talking, but he was very faint because I'm not staring at him. But if you are talking to him, and you start looking a little bit to the right or to the left, then they get faint quick, I've noticed, but I don't know, I probably just got used to it. And the waypoint direction sometimes will tell you, okay, yeah, you gotta go over here, and that's complete BS. It will sometimes just lie to you, and it will just never tell you. And I had a few times where I got, like, locked up, where I was, like, I had the side mission, I had to go over and use a hack on this camera. And I couldn't do that, it wouldn't let me hack this camera, and I was sitting there and I kept going back to this place because I'm like, I want to do this mission, I want to finish this mission, I want to finish this mission, because I was trying to go 100% on the game, until I realized how much of content was in this game. But I was wanting to 100% it, and I kept going back there, and I could never figure out how to do it until I literally had to search up a video, and I was like, oh yeah, so exactly what I did before, but it just didn't do it for some reason. So that's dope, and so I had to cheese the game and by just going to the next objective in that mission, and I was able to get away with it there. And then that locked up the game and made it so my guy got frozen in place, so I had to reload a save when I was in that spot, and then I was able to get out. It's annoying. Yeah, and as I was saying before, is that there's not many gun types. I kept getting like the burst assault rifle, or just a standard assault rifle, or sniper. It's just, I think there was like, I literally encountered maybe 2 of each gun. Just the revolver or pistol, or just shotgun, double barrel shotgun. Like, I saw 3 shotguns, 1 sniper, 2 ARs, and 2 pistols, and maybe 3 or 4 melee weapons, and that is very disappointing. I want to be able to use more. But admittedly, I never bought or crafted weapons, so I don't know if that was just because I didn't do that, but I don't know. And the talk choices are very inconsistent in this game. Is that there was this guy in this game named Takimura. I'm probably butchering his name, but your character, he doesn't really like him very much, and so he'll sometimes just be like, you'll get 2 options, where it's just like, hey, or screw off, or something like that. And so you're just like, okay, I don't want to be a jerk to this guy, I actually like this character. And so you're just like, hey, and then it's just like, hey, screw you, buddy. And it's just like, what? I was just trying to say a friendly hello, and it doesn't tell you when you hover over one that, oh, what your character's gonna say. I wish it would say, whenever you hover over that, it would say, hey, screw you, man, and like let you know what you're gonna say, because it gives you that little taste of it, but it doesn't tell you exactly what your character's gonna say. And I felt like that was really annoying because I wanted to try to make more friendly conversation with characters, and I wasn't able to because my character decided he wanted to take it like a dick. So that got really annoying. And I kept having this happen with me. I was fighting a boss, aka whenever there's a name that gets plopped up on the top of your screen and it's like Billy, and it has just like 100% health, and you just sit there and slowly start taking away. Because I kept having these times where I would get it to about like 3 health, and then it would start raising immediately, or 1 health and it would raise, or 0 and raise, and it was just like, what? It wasn't really like it was like game breaking, but it was still kind of just like, oh, alright. Like, they weren't healing or anything like that, they're just right in front of me, I'm shooting them with my shotgun, but they just started gaining health, and I'm like, oh, alright. I did have one game breaking thing with that, is I was fighting this lady that I was doing this mission for, where I had to, basically I boxed this lady, and I won, and apparently I did something afterwards. Someone saw me, and so that inside of the gym, and so then they wanted to kill me, everyone, including the lady I just fought. And so then I had to kill the lady I shot everyone, killed everyone, and then the person that I fought in the ring, I dropped her all the way down to 1 health and could not get her lower than that. It was impossible for me to get her down to 0 health. I shot her with my shotgun, sniper, AR, grenade launcher, not grenade launcher, but grenades. And she would never drop down to 0. She was unkillable, and so I literally had to I even tried running her over, and it would not work. I just had to just run away from her and just drive off. And also, I never found much of an urge to go and buy new vehicles. I bought a new car in it just because the starting one is so slow. It's like max speed. Like, it goes around like 50, 60 miles an hour. It's not a speedy car at all. So I got a different one, but if you do side missions, you can get free cars for doing missions, and so I just never really had an urge to go buy new cars. And also, I don't know if that's just because I didn't buy new cars, but I didn't really get many choices. I maybe had access to buy like 3 cars throughout the game. But I think that's because I didn't buy them, or I didn't do the right missions. I don't know. And something else in this game is the load times in it are ridiculous. Is that you are in a mission and you're engaged and you're just like, oh yeah, and you die, you're just like, damn it! And you want to get another shot, you want to try it again, your adrenaline's going, you want to do it again. But then you just gotta start loading it again, and you gotta wait there for like 2 minutes for the game to load, and you're just like, okay, let's go. Oh boy, and you're sitting there forever, and it just removes all of that adrenaline rush of doing that. And yeah, also, I know I said this earlier, but I can't stress it enough, is that I wish they made it so whenever you are doing the last mission, they completely remove autosaves at that point. Like, making it so you have to start over from the beginning of that mission, because whenever you get to the point where you have to decide, I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna do this, it doesn't matter, because all I have to do is save right before that, or use an autosave right before that. And so basically I could decide the most idiotic ending on purpose, and then choose a different one just by loading it again, and I think that's dumb. I feel like it's something you should earn to do another one, or I don't know, just not so easily given. But yeah, so those were all of the pros and cons I could think of. And also you might be saying, oh, what? Why are you just playing it on the last gen, blah blah blah? You shouldn't be mocking it because it's on last gen. It's like, no. if it is made for this console, they told us essentially because they're allowing it to be made for this console that hey, it will work on that system. So you can trust us. We'll get that working on there, and basically then it gets arrived to you like this. That's not okay. It is not okay for the game to be in such a buggy mess. It is not okay for you to go onto the Xbox or PlayStation store and them to straight up tell you, hey, we do not recommend you playing this if you are playing on the standard Xbox One or PS4. That's stupid. That's not okay. And that's just very dumb that it's like that. And I played it on the standard Xbox One. I don't have an Xbox One X. I don't got any of that. I have the standard Xbox One. And I didn't really notice any like complete game breaking. Like there was some glitches that definitely stopped me from being able to proceed until I reloaded a save. But I never had anything like people would say like my save got corrupted or anything like that, or I was literally incapable of proceeding. I had a few times where I had to reload a save to make something work, but I'm used to that. That kind of was a common thing when you'd play games back in 2006 or whatever on the PlayStation 2 and all that. So I'm used to that. But overall, that's nonetheless the final verdict for this game is if you are playing it on last gen, I would probably say it's a 3 out of 5. So 3 out of 5 average that I could understand you getting it. Definitely I would say wait for a price drop because $30-60 bucks, nah. I was able to get it for $10 and I am very, 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 very happy with it. I would be willing to buy it for like 20-25 max, but even that's stretching it. But for next gen, I would say 4 out of 5. And especially whenever they make the new content and storylines in the game, hell yeah, do it, especially then. Or not, if not now, do it eventually when the game is more well made and less bugs are in the game. And yeah, so I hope you enjoy this video. And I will see you guys next one. Alright, see you guys.